Morning. I just realized I don't know my contacts at. But, anyways, hope everybody's having a good time. Good, great morning. Doing well for themselves. Being great, being blessed, being amazing. This is a quick little diary thing we call it, our little note thing to myself. Stay consistent. Stay consistent and find out why you aren't being consistent. If you are consistent, like dive deep, start figuring out what you're looking at, start figuring out what your true focus is and what your true intentions are, what your true principles are. Talking about it, real quick, dry skin. Talking about it with my wife, sometimes we're talking about people who you've heard multiple times. If you haven't heard multiple times, people out there talk about it several places where they, that look like, very little. Anyways, yeah. Let's say people who said they've been pushing towards a financial goal, and then right when they get close to it, or like, maybe, depending on how much it is, but within like, just say 20 to 10% of it, somehow they start backtracking or they start doing something and all that. And they said it after a while they realized it, or they talk to someone to help them figure out, it all boiled down to them thinking money is the root of all evil. And so at the end of the day, they would self-sabotage themselves subconsciously because they start thinking about several things. And I think one of my other things I might be doing with myself, because I'm like, I saw if I get too successful, my friends will feel inferior, my friends will feel weird, my friends will feel or distance themselves, my friends would not be my friends anymore, or consider me to be uppity or choose something. And I was always fearful of that. And like, I don't know why. Like, even one person said it a few years back, was my friend said, like, they walked by a house, and like, it was a nice, it was a decent house. It was like, oh yeah, this would be just one of Justin's secondary and third houses. That's what, this is kind of, if you want this kind of house here. And I'm like, no. I defended that, and I'm like, Justin, I think that's in me still, making a decent living is okay for a lot, and like, but my aspiration and goals will push me towards more of the 1% lifestyle. And I think I worry about how people will look at me if I'm there. Even though when I'm there, the main goal for me to be there is to give to to people, to support and give to a lot of people, a lot in different causes, and help other people get bump up, and help other people start their businesses, help other people create financial wealth, generational wealth for their families. That's the goal I have. I think there's still something blocking me from really succeeding, because I have an avenue to do it, but something's like between that and me, my standards of like family and all that, of like, it's conflicting each other, but it shouldn't be, because they all should be working together, because it's all for each other. So there's something in there that's not clicking. And yeah, so like, I think also dealing with my time and stuff, I feel like if I put too much time into the business right now, then I'm pulling for my family, then I'm like, but like, the goal is to put time in now anyway, so that you can have more time with the family. So it's like so if you keep being lukewarm with it, then you're gonna stretch it out, and you're gonna be well into the teenage years, and you're still struggling with this. So you gotta cascade it somehow, So that's conversation. So time with family and the view of family and friends when I do succeed. So maybe that I don't know. I think I'm equating success. Now I'm thinking about it more and more. I'm equating success to less time with my family and being looked at, ostracized by my family, possibly. So, yeah, dive deep. did not know this was going this way with this video, but dive into it. Like, why aren't you having success? Why aren't you being consistent? Why aren't you being the best version of yourself? Like, and so that made something to look into. Like, I'm equating success with less time with the family and people looking at me weird. So I don't know. I need to dive into that and talk to my wife about that one too. So yeah, what are you doing? Like, is it, why aren't you going after your dreams? Why aren't you going after your goals? Is it a fear of failure, fear of success, which might be what mine is, fear of success? Like, in my view, fear of like, I think it's the two biggest things: fear of failure and fear of success are the two reasons. So yeah, if there's something else, please tell me about it. But I think everything can roll down to those two things. Like, you're afraid that if you step out there, you might fall and you're not be in an irrecoverable state. And then you have success, then you will hurt people around you. I mean, so yeah, yeah. I think it's boiled down to those two things. But start figuring out who you are and what your principles are, and are your principles conflicting with your success? Even though I say one thing, like, I know why I want to do it, but maybe I'm feeling another way. So, hey, recommit yourself daily. I know it's not a segue, a good segue, but hey, think about, like, recommit yourself to thinking about yourself, recommit yourself to analyzing, recommit yourself to loving yourself enough to figure yourself out, recommit yourself to growth, to love, to God, to mental, emotional maturity, to putting your best foot forward, to, like I said, figuring yourself out, figuring people around you, understanding, self-assessment, diving deep. Hey, do the DISC assessment. Do the DISC assessment is one big thing I encourage everybody to do. And Enneagram, you can do that too. 16 personalities, you can do all of them, but the DISC assessment is the main one I say. Hey, and other ones can help paint a picture, but of a snapshot of who you are right this moment. That's not who you are going to be forever. That's not who you are, like, solid who you are. Because once you understand where you're at, you can figure out, all right, well, if these goals need more of this personality, it's like you faking it. It's just like, hey, I know I need to be more structured. I know I need to be more out networking, outgoing for this piece right here. I know I need to be, and so you figure out what you need, and you find tools and stuff to help you put you in the best position there. Or you say, hey, I need to seek out someone in this, like, who is more of this, that can help me out, and we can combine together and be a better version of, have the best, help us reach our goals. So yeah, so that's what the personality test is for. Just understand the snapshot who you are, understand what you need, and understand who you need to help put in your team and everything. So yeah. But yeah, as always, love others, and most importantly, love yourself. Love yourself enough to do a self-assessment. You just saw one real time just now, really assessing myself, and like thinking about, my actions and movements and what am I doing. So yeah, do that. Really start figuring out who you are. Like, and don't just stop at level 1. Go to like level 2 and 3 and 4, trying to figure out, all right, so I did this because of this, but that's because of this, and that's because of this. Okay, got it. So yeah, peace.